Don't scrape my mirror. I can smell toast. But that's not relevant right now. But what is relevant is today's video. And today's video starts off with a wow, 3,000 subscribers. 3,001 this morning actually. That's a lot. It's a lot more than I used to have. And it's quite a lot more than I was expecting. Or is it? So I would like to say a big thank you to every one of those 3,001 subscribers today, right now. Thank you. If you want to be thanked, just subscribe and I will thank you for it. Also, a little note to those people that watch my videos. Thank you for watching my videos. People who watch my videos are great. Anyone that doesn't watch them aren't great. Unless, of course, you haven't discovered them yet. And then, potentially, you are great. And I like you very much. So, hurry up and get your greatness badge. I didn't particularly want to make a video just about being grateful for all these subscribers, because I don't believe that's why anybody subscribed. Nobody subscribed to my channel just so they could be thanked in the future. Although, of course, I've made that an option. So what I'm going to do is get on with something else, and I'll just keep coming back to this topic of gratitude. Today's video is going to be mostly about the car that isn't in the lockup any longer. Whilst getting back to this particular car here and its adventure that it's had. You may have gathered by now that this car is called Rhiannon, and it's been in the lockup whilst I've been performing a head gasket. Performing a head gasket, yes. That's not the usual term that you would use for it, but I made a bit of a song and dance about it. I turned a head gasket replacement into a drama, and it looks like I'm going to continue to do that today. What I really want to be doing with this car right now is washing it and putting some proper wheels on it, some proper Rover wheels rather than MG wheels. But instead I'm faced with a problem. Underneath the bonnet you can see I haven't even finished putting things back together, and that's because of this. That's the replacement radiator fan I put in there, and guess what? That one doesn't work either. Or at least I don't think it does, because it's not working by doing the usual trick of unplugging the coolant sensor thing. But then I didn't actually test the fan before I put it on, like I did with the other one, to find out for definite that it doesn't work. So that means I've got to do that. So now, to test this fan, what I'm going to do is hook it up to the battery, which means having a positive and negative connection on there. Taking my life into my own hands just to find out. Should I film the danger? This is definitely not the kind of thing I would suggest anybody tries at home. Nothing, right. Unless that battery I'm using is no good. No, that's alright. It's a bit low in charge, but it should certainly be enough to actually kick-start that fan into action. What a strange situation. What strange. A seemingly unlikely situation. How is it I have one spare radiator fan for the K-Series engine, and that doesn't seem to work either? Probably as unlikely as me getting 3,000 subscribers, which I thank you all for very much. Just down there, I have another one, but this is from an R8, so the plug's different. And for anyone likely to be confused by the term R8, that is indeed a Rover, long before Audi made their R8. R8. And that works. And so I tried the fan again, but this time with a stronger battery. And it turns out that this one does work after all. Which most definitely leads me to the question, what could be wrong here? What's going on? Yesterday I didn't really do a great deal of filming because there was some strange gangly man that turned up who spent quite a while here. But whilst here I was messing around with this car quite a bit, and that's when I discovered this problem. I also discovered that it's not the relay, And it's not that big relay at the front either. So it must be something else causing a communication error. And now it has come to that time of day where I need to charge my phone because the battery is flat. That's partly down to the fact that I don't charge it overnight. But even when I do, it goes flat rather quickly these days. I reckon maybe, just maybe, it's starting to wear out. A year's worth of use and it's goosed. Not surprising. So I'm having to stand here with this phone on charge whilst I talk to you. I may as well take another opportunity to thank all of you lovely people for, subscribing to my channel and watching my videos. Maybe you could suggest it to other people or something. You never know. How long will it take before there's another 1,000, before it gets to 4,000? Who wants to have a guess at that? Or how about doubling? So that's nearly 2 years worth of Project Nigelness. That's on the 25th of this month, by the way. 2 years of actual making videos. How long will it take before I get to another 3,000? And how long will it take before I get to another 2 years? Who'd like to hazard a guess at that? I'm sure this car was sent here just to test my patience, because now I've found a coolant leak off the thermostat, which I didn't replace. Why didn't I replace that? Because I'm doing it all on a budget. I wanted to get it done quickly so I could sell it, so I could keep the process moving. Thing is though, it didn't have a leak there beforehand. There wasn't leaking coolant except out of the expansion bottle, but that was only because it was being pressurized by the fact that exhaust gases were escaping into the coolant. That problem's solved, and it's just ended up somewhere else. For me, that means the inlet manifold has now got to come off. And I did all this head gasket work without taking the inlet manifold off because I thought it would make it a bit easier to do. And now, of course, I've got to take it off anyway. If I'm going to do this job again, or some of it, I'm not doing it inside, so a little car swap around is needed. As with many cars, it has hidden problems, or problems that just suddenly emerge out of nowhere. So the issue with that cooling fan not coming on goes back a bit further than that. There's no power getting to the fan in the first place, so there's some sort of breach in the cable, or the fuse box has gone wrong. That information was brought to you with the help of Senior Mustard and my multimeter. So tomorrow, I guess I shall be replacing the fuse box. As far as the problem with the leaking coolant there, I've had to get onto Matt at DGMR's to get a new inlet manifold gasket and a new thermostat housing. That can all go back together again at some point, and then, maybe it will all be fine then. Yeah. Oh yes, here's a little message to my 3,000 subscribers. This Sunday I'm having a little drive out meaty thing over Marsden Moor back to Project Nigel headquarters. Come along if you can do. And I say that to you all. Thank you yet again 3,000 times to each one of my 3,000 subscribers. Here's a question then. On Sunday, which car should I take? Should I take this, Nigel? Should I take Nigel? Or should I bring Alfie out for his very first car meetup show thingy? I might bring Alfie actually. Yes, I might just do that. Just for a treat. Another one of those cars behind that have no idea how quickly to go, so they just drive up your arse. Have you ever considered letting somebody behind you in a queue past you just because they look like they're in a rush? The lady in the Ford Focus or Astra, whatever it is behind me there, she does appear to be a little bit agitated. Shut up, birdies. You're ruining my moment. So maybe she's late for something. Maybe she really needs to get somewhere. I'm early. I generally am. I don't want to do this thing where I'm dashing to get somewhere and then suddenly finding myself being all agitated and then wishing people would move out. Shut up, birdies! Move out the way. And so I'm nice and calm. Yeah, so do you ever do that? Have you ever done that? I might start doing myself. In my hand here is my very own Sycamore kit. I can grow myself a sycamore tree with this particular seed. Look, it's got a blade on there so it can fly or sort of spin around quickly like that, so it can go further away than the tree floor, because obviously there's not a lot of room for another sycamore at the base of that particular tree, because they can grow quite big. So this is designed, it's not designed at all, but this is kind of works because it will flutter around like that and end up quite a long way off from the original tree. And I can grow my own, so should I. Reminds me of a birdie's feather, actually, with a head. Yeah. This was supposed to be the end of the video, and in actual fact, I should be at home right now editing it. I am driving back to work to pick up my charger. It seems to be a never-ending saga, does this. Very often I forget to take my charger home. I'll leave it plugged in, and it's only there in the first place because I neglected to charge my phone the night before. And then I have to interrupt everything I'm doing so I can charge my phone. And then I forget it, so more time being used, more fuel being used, and more video time being used up on something completely pointless. Pointless it is. However, that. So what's even worse than leaving your charger at work? That's right. Thinking you've left your charger at work, going to work, and not finding it, which is what I've just done now. So now I've got to spend more time looking for it than I was anticipating.